All right, what's up, you guys? I am here with a video that I had to get on and talk about. This is the discussion of the John Cena heel turn, and figured I would bring someone on to help discuss this with me. Go ahead, my friend.
Name's Nick Kurtz.
And he's been on the channel before. You may recognize him. It's been a while, so good to have you back, my friend.
Thank you.
So, yeah, it is currently Wednesday, and we've not heard from John Cena recently since the heel turn. So we are doing this basically blind. We don't know where this is going. There hasn't been much development, so we're more reacting to the initial decision of turning him heel. I'm going to ask you first. Did you watch it live?
I did not watch it live because I had some stuff going on, but I went on Instagram and just flooded with it. And I was like, "Oh, they actually did it." Okay.
Yeah. I watched it live. I the lead up, because here's my opinion. Going into this, I was like, Cody Rhodes is not going to sell his soul to The Rock. He'll basically come out with his little spiel. Oh, I gave my soul to the fans, wrestling, blah, blah, blah. But I digress. And in my mind, I'm like, well, someone's going to have to accept it. They're not just going to drop this. In my mind, it was going to be Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, or Cena. Did they have the balls to turn Cena heel? In hindsight, yes, I'm looking at it differently. But when it happened, I was like, wow, they actually did it. I mean, what was your reaction?
Yeah, I was, a little caught off guard because I didn't realize this until they actually did it, but they kept giving subliminal hints that this was going to happen. And once this actually happened, then all that stuff that they did prior kind of made sense, attacking Cody, bringing him by the production bus with Cena, on the truck, certain things that John did. I'm like, at the time, it was right there, for all of us, but they did a pretty good job of surprising all of us. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, because you did that Rumble press conference, and he was getting a little heelish. But even then, I'm like, that ain't full blown heel. Because yeah, he was basically using his star power, and in hindsight, it's entitlement. But during that press conference, I was watching it with somebody. I looked over. I was like, "There's a little bit of heel going on here. I kind of like it." But I was like, I doubt they really go any further with it. And here we are. It's how many years? 23 years in the making.
I think a little over 21. The last time he was a heel was 2003, like a full on heel. He had a few times where he would be heel-ish throughout the years, but full on heel, over 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, because like he started out with a thugonomics gimmick, and obviously that was heelish, and I guess full blown heel probably.
Yeah.
But after that, he evolved to Super Cena, babyface,
Yeah.
Fruity Pebbles, Make a Wish,
Yeah.
and so yeah, and I'll ask you, why do you think they did this?
I think that John had been kind of like the good guy for so long that I think that he, in order to maybe kind of keep his interest up a little bit more as he aged, as he didn't become the number one person in the company anymore, because obviously he got older and his body was breaking down, whatever. I think maybe he likes to try to keep himself goal oriented and kind of do things that will keep things interesting. But I think that for him, he just needed kind of something that kind of fit with where he is in his life and and all that kind of stuff. So I think that the move was to kind of, rejuvenate, his final run. And, this is probably something he wanted to do for quite a while. But Vince McMahon, was like, if we turn you heel, like, your sales numbers are going to go down. The people are going to stop watching the show. You're not going to make us as much money because it's all about that dollar. And, he's no longer the guy that has to bring in all the main revenue. So I think now is just the time where maybe he can experiment and have a little bit of fun to end his career.
Yeah, he's no longer the baby face of the company. He doesn't have to do merchandise numbers. He doesn't have to sell. I mean, yeah, he has to sell tickets, but he's not the full timer. He's not. He's not the guy. In a way, the heel turn kind of passed the torch of the baby face to Cody Rhodes. So now that he's no longer holding the company on his back during the PG era with Vince McMahon, now you can have some fun. And, they were supposed to turn him heel in 2012, and they got cold feet. And my question is this: does he go back to Thugonomics, or will he be the corporate champion?
I don't really see much of the Thugonomics. I like not like full on like that. I think that he'll add some elements that could be callbacks to that, but I definitely see it being more of like a corrupt type of heel. I definitely do not see him embracing the full Thugonomics thing. No. There could be flashes of that, like he may, use a chain once in a while, hit somebody with a chain, like, kind of a callback, whatever. But nah, I don't think he's going to wear the oversized jerseys and, all that kind of stuff. No, I don't really see that happening.
No, I agree. It ain't 2004 anymore. But yeah, I want to see a full-on transformation. No more jean shorts, no more colors. You have to do the opposite. And he himself has talked about this.
Yes. With Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah, you have to do the opposite. So I really hope they go that route. Literally go the exact opposite of what people are expecting you to be.
Here's what I'm hoping, me personally. John had that song for years that he's been sitting on, that heel song that we've never heard of. I hope that he brings that into, I hope he has the new look, the new attitude. I hope that he presents himself in a completely different way, has the, the song that we've never heard of before, and kind of, kind of goes that route, because that's kind of a character that we've never really seen, at least with that kind of a heel Cena. Like we saw the heel Thugonomics Cena, but this could be a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, this is your chance. This is. You have 10 months, but there's been a lot of rumblings. Do you think he'll stay longer than December as a way to say fuck you? Because he announced this retirement tour.
Right.
This is probably just fantasy booking at this point.
Yeah.
He's probably retiring in December. But what if he goes past December? Overstays his welcome. I guess it depends how much he wants to be hated, because that would be turning into kind of the social media bitching side, where people are actually starting to hate you. So it's like, I could see him, obviously, by the end of this. I think he will win the belt. I think he'll have his run as The Rock's corporate champion, and then he'll end as a babyface again, realizing his wrong ways.
That's exactly.
But what if he just says, fuck all that? Like, you want to get real heat? There you go.
It's a possibility, but I do think that if they do go that route, it's not like he's going to have years of adding on to that. I think that it would definitely mean he would be done by like 2026 or maybe 2027 at the absolute latest. I don't see it like expanding his horizon like much more past 2025, but could it possibly go a little bit longer? Yes, but do I ultimately think that they're going to do that? I see him really going back to the baby face right at the end. That's what I think.
Yeah, I heard some rumors and rumblings um, of a December pay-per-view being called Ruthless Aggression, where they would hold his final match. So I think personally he's going to win the belt at WrestleMania, hold it till December, and then he's going to drop it to somebody. Who's he drop it to? If he does win the belt, who's his final match?
It's really interesting because it kind of like, do you do it with nostalgia like opponents like Orton and Punk or whatever, or do you save that last match for kind of a younger star? Although with the WWE, the age has gone up, as far as like people being the main people, whatever. Like, is what I'm trying to say basically is like most people are 35 and older that are like main people on the roster. Cody's going to be 40 in June. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, you could technically lose to, Cody and be his final match, whatever, but it's not like you're putting over like a young star. Um, so, I mean, they've got a few people, in NXT, possibilities, but, I see them kind of possibly having his match be with someone that's kind of in that older crowd, but not like his age, basically.
I mean, selfishly, I would like Randy Orton,
Yeah.
but I guess any wrestling business sense, you'd want to put over what's next. I mean, you could just literally have him drop it to Cody again if you really want to get realistic.
Because for me personally, even though Vince McMahon is not there anymore, is not seeing the day-to-day operations running or whatever, I do like am trying to think of like Kurt Angle's last match specifically, where they forced him to go against Baron Corbin when he wanted Cena as his last opponent. I think that the direction they may go, they want to do what's best for them moving forward, possibly, and not just always like giving us maybe everything that we want. Although they could go that route, but I think that they probably would prefer to do it to where Cena can help launch someone or elevate someone more.
You think Kurt Angle would do it?
No, I don't see Kurt coming back. No.
You think he could
No,
still do it?
he's too Kurt is too beat up. He acknowledged that like I think he has like numbing hands or whatever. Like no, I don't see him coming back.
That'd be kind of a cool full circle. But yeah, I was one of the people. I'm like, dude, Cena Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 35. There you go.
Yeah.
Kurt's final match, take it full circle in a certain narrative. But I don't know. My vote at this point,
It's tough. It's a tough call.
I mean, if you want to do Cody and Randy Orton eventually, right? Maybe next year's WrestleMania. Maybe have Cena drop the belt to Randy Orton. And then that sets up your Cody and Randy Orton match pretty easily. I don't like the fantasy book, but it just, I don't know. I think at this point, who would you have Cena put over other than, I can't really think of, obviously not a Braun Breaker, not someone like that. Cena's had a long career. So the final match, if he is to lay his shoulders on the mat and take the loss, it's going to be a pretty big thing to say you were John Cena's final match.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. But also, I'm also, I'm thinking, I agree with you. I think he is going to win the belt at WrestleMania. But I'm thinking that they would probably prefer for him to drop the belt at one of the big pay-per-views like SummerSlam or Survivor Series. I'm not thinking they're going to want him to drop the belt at like some other lesser pay-per-view, me personally.
And we also have to take into consideration he's now aligned with The Rock. Eventually, he's probably going to face The Rock for a third time. I mean, that, because let's say Cena turns on The Rock, goes babyface again. Are you just going to leave it at the turn, or are you going to have a match out of that? You could do it at Survivor Series. You could do it at SummerSlam. I don't know. We'll see. But, I heard some rumblings about many things, rumor and innuendo. I think we'll get Punk again. We'll definitely get Randy Orton. You have to. I'm sure Cody will be a multi-storied element. AJ Styles, maybe you could do it again. But I don't know. We haven't heard from John Cena yet. This video, we're very much in the dark. I think March 17th he's going to be appearing, and we'll see what the character is. I hope it's something that is unpredictable.
Yeah. I hope it's something unique and different, I don't want mixed signals, even though it seems like he went full on heel, whatever. In the past, like there would be times where people would go heel, but then they wouldn't act like that necessarily moving forward. So I hope it's very clear that yes, he's definitely a bad guy moving forward. I just worry about that just a little bit.
If you're gonna do it,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And this is from WrestleVotes, pretty decent source. WWE, they filed a trademark for Break-A-Wish.
Yeah.
I want to see this get as dark as possible. This is his final run. Do it.
I'll tell you what I want to see. I want to see him with a young kid sitting in the front audience, and he goes up to the kid and he makes that kid cry his eyes out.
Yeah.
You want to talk about getting heel heat? That's one of the classic ways to do it.
Yeah, and for the people that would get mad at that, dude,
it's a business.
It's a business. It's an art form. Relax. So it's a character, and I love writing. I love elements of film. So you have a real chance to make this cinematic.
Yeah.
And I say go full on.
Yep. Don't half-ass it.
Don't pull your punches. I want to see John Cena make a crippled kid cry. That's what I want.
which sounds, messed up saying it like that, but yeah.
Realistically, the kid would be in on it. So
well, yeah.
That might be the wish, be a part of the heel turn. But hey. Yeah, and then obviously it'll all be forgiven when he goes back to babyface. He's going to end this as a face. We all know this. This is a long-term story playing out.
Yeah.
And I guess one of my final questions is, does someone get added to this group? Because you have The Rock, probably Travis Scott, whatever, and then John Cena. Do you add someone else to this alliance?
I'm not losing sight of the fact, and I don't know if this has anything to do with the storyline, but I'm not losing sight of the fact that Punk's got that Heyman thing in his back pocket, the favor that has been, for months. It could be for not even the storyline, but I'm keeping it back here until we see what the favor is. I'm keeping that back here.
Yeah. I mean, you could add, because obviously we're getting Roman The Rock at some point. You could add Roman to the stable. I kind of want to see a stable out of this. Drew McIntyre, maybe. Who's been fucked over more than anyone, storyline-wise? Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Have him sell his soul. I think Punk, it would be cool, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be Roman. If you do add somebody. If not, cool. We don't really need anything else. The John Cena heel turn's intriguing enough. We don't need any more.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying to add Punk to it. I'm just saying, I'm just remembering that he could be a potential, but the chances are a little bit lower.
Yeah, I would do it. You could even do it as a way, oh, I joined so I could screw over The Rock at some point. Like, I'd say it'd be cool. Add Punk, man. The favor, it could be many things.
Yeah.
I hope it's not just a way to get main event WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I hope the favor is something deeper than that.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
It's a very interesting time to be a wrestling fan. It's intriguing, and there's not many storylines that, at least for me personally, have kept my attention of what the possibilities could be like moving forward. I'm actually excited about this. I'm excited to see just how far they're actually going to go with this.
I actually think they're going to go pretty far with this. This ain't Vince anymore. This is, they're owned by TKO.
Yeah.
So this could get pretty dark. So like I said, I hope they go pretty dark with it, but it'll end with light. So,
and for me personally, obviously we don't know how this is going to look like now. I mean, we're taking potential guesses on where this could go. But for me personally, even with just what happened, this one time, for me personally, we've had a lot of heel turns over the years, but I think that this is like the second biggest heel turn in wrestling history. For me personally, I mean, it can be flip-flopped around, but the only one I see that's a little bit bigger, at least for right now, although this has the potential to even overlap that, but Hogan's heel turn in WCW. That was, pretty important to wrestling history. And so, for me personally, I see this possibly being bigger than even Austin at WrestleMania 17 with Vince.
yeah.
Although it's debatable. It's debatable.
I think the difference with that one is that one just didn't work. So people don't bring it up as often.
Right.
They're like, yeah, because that didn't work. Hogan worked. I think Cena will work.
I do too.
Austin, yeah, I think this is number 2. I agree. Hogan, it's just, the implications were bigger. This was a different time. It seemed impossible. The John Cena heel turn, a few people saw it coming. And if this was done 10 years ago,
yeah,
I think it would have meant something different. This is the retirement tour. If you weren't going to do it now, the opportunity
you'll never do it.
Yeah, I would still put it at number 2 though, because that history does kind of help it. Like he never turned. So it means
other
more.
than his initial run, but once he became the main guy of the company and babyface and all that stuff, like I said, he only showed heel elements every once in a while, but as Kane said, you got to embrace the hate.
Embrace the hate. But yeah, I was not really looking forward to WrestleMania that much, and I'm not a Jey Uso guy, sorry, but yeah, this turned immediately. And hey, The Rock said, trust the process, and it's paying off. This is now turned into one of the most interesting times. I've been watching wrestling for over 20 years. This is one of the most interesting things that's ever happened.
Yes.
So
absolutely,
I'm down. You reeled me in. Me in. I'm good.
Yeah. Even with Cena at an advanced age, he still has the potential to really do a lot. To tell the story.
And the advanced age might just add to the story.
Yeah.
It might be more meaningful than if he did it 10 years ago. It's debatable, But yeah, my final question is what do you most want to see out of this?
I want to see John just having a good time, just having fun. I just want him to, go out the way he wants to go out, however that is. We seem to have a little bit of a good idea, but he's one of the biggest stars in wrestling history. He carried the company on his back, even though, maybe people didn't like the gimmick that, the super baby face, whatever, but he was, for 10 years at least. I mean, he was the number one guy in the company. Possibly even a little longer. I just want him to have fun. He deserves to end this the way he wants to end this.
Yeah, he he did more than a lot of people recognize, and you have to appreciate that. You have to respect him. Yeah, I wasn't the biggest Super Cena guy, but looking back, I'm like, hell yeah, like
He was a workhorse. He,
it
he
was a difficult.
barely took
Yeah,
time off. Other
and
than
it's
the
just
injuries, and the time he would come back from the injuries were insane. He would be
yeah,
back. You blink and he's back. Like it's crazy.
and it's like he carried the company post Benoit,
Yeah.
post Linda McMahon running for senator. Let's go PG. You know,
Post Rock leaving even beforehand.
yeah, post Rock, post Austin. It's you got to give it to him. What
Yeah.
he did was incredible, and I mean, I'm 29 years old, and when he was on his full run, I was just like, I wasn't the biggest Cena guy. I really wasn't. So in hindsight, yeah, this is big. I think he deserves to go out exactly how he wants. I think he's going to have a blast with this. And yeah, I think we'll follow it with a Hall of Fame next year.
That sounds like a great plan to me.
Yeah, New Orleans. Maybe I'll go again for that one. I did
Right.
WrestleMania. I
Right.
did
Right.
WrestleMania 34. It was terrible. So
Right in the Superdome.
yep, Superdome, Silverdome, Superdome, whatever the fuck Hogan thinks. But yeah, we're gonna end it off there. Sound off down below. This is early on. Maybe one day this video will be looked upon in history.
Yeah, maybe one day people will look back at this and be like, "What the hell were they thinking?"
Yeah,
Like
who
where this
knows?
could go. This
It'll
could this
probably.
could this could age like great, or this could age like spoiled milk. But
Hey,
we'll
I'm
see.
I'm down for either. This will
Yeah,
probably just get lost in the interwebs of history.
yeah.
But all right, it was good having you on. I appreciate you coming on again, and yeah, do some in the future. We'll see. Maybe we can talk about this when the Cena heel run ends. We can reflect. But yeah, any final words?
Well, thank you for having me on, and we anxiously await to see what happens with this run with him.
Yeah, and anything's possible nowadays. Anything's possible. Hope you
Yep.
guys enjoyed this one. For now, peace.